My life a year ago was dark. It was lonely. It was plagued with horrible thoughts about myself and my life. I was raised in the church. I went every Sunday all through elementary, and then once I got up into high school, we started the Sunday and Wednesdays with the youth group and everything there. I felt like I was just there to check a box for the week. So once I left home, I stepped away from the church completely. After graduating college, I moved back home, and it was one of my darkest times in my life. It had to do with getting blackout drunk every single night. I was not healthy. I was not happy. I was alone. I started having self-harm thoughts on a daily basis. I felt like a complete failure. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't worthy of anybody or anything. So towards the end of that super dark period, I got into a relationship with a coworker at the time, and it started out great. He was my knight in shining armor, but quickly it turned into a very manipulative, very controlling, and violent relationship. And I thought, like most people do, maybe a baby will change him. Well, baby did not change him. I left when my daughter was about a week old. A year later, the drinking started heavily again. Mentally, I thought, okay, well, I'm fine. She's in bed. I can just drink by myself. And it got to a point where I woke up in the middle of the night in a pool of my own vomit. And that was just a wake-up call. Like, you can't do this. This is not the life that you need to live. This is not the example that you need to set for her. There was a coworker that had been watching Preston Trail online during the pandemic. So she asked if I wanted to come. It was when Preston Trail opened back up. It was their first service back in person. And I said, you know what? Why not? I remember just standing there during the worship before and just bawling. I was just crying. Like, my mask was all wet. And it was an instant, I'm home. I have found where I belong. So the next few weeks after coming the first time, I was like, you know what? Let's check out the kids program that they have. My daughter just absolutely loved it. She fell in love the first time as well that she attended the Trail Kids. During one of the Sunday services, they were talking about Rooted. And I was like, I need that. That first day going in, I sat in my car crying because I'm seeing all these beautiful women walk into the building, and I'm like, I'm not like them. I don't belong here. All these people, they're just so driven by God, and I'm so flawed. But I called my mom, and she's like, this is Satan working. Don't let him. So I cleaned up all my tears because I'm a crier. And I went in and I met Natalie and Leslie for the first time. And I was sitting there at the table just trying not to cry. And then they were telling their stories that first day. And I was like, they came from the same background that I did. And if they can come that far in their life, I can too. I am enough. I am worthy regardless of my past. And it was really going through and digging in those 10 weeks in Rooted. I decided halfway through it that I was going to give my life over to Christ. And I decided that I wanted to be baptized. So, and that was probably the best decision I made. The past year has been the most eye-opening and heart-opening that I've had ever in my life. I've no longer had these self-harming thoughts anymore. I feel I'm fulfilled. I know that I'm enough. I know that I'm worthy. I know that I'm strong and I'm loved. And those were all doubts that were constantly in my mind, finding Jesus has completely changed my life.